can't hold it, y'all. Oh God, I had a breaking point today. Why? Why? Oh God! Why? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Why? Oh God! Oh God! Oh, I'm hurting. I'm hurting. Oh God, I can't take it anymore. Oh God, I try to hold it in. I'm trying to hold it in. I'm trying to hold it in. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling all in my stomach. Oh, oh, it's gas in this mother effer. Man. So you mean to tell me he ain't no black guy? Oh, I'm so mad. You mean to tell me he's not a black guy? You mean to tell me he's not a Muslim? You mean to tell me he's not gay? You mean to tell me he's not a transgender? Come on now. The news said it was a transgender. Okay? The news said we got to lock down all the black colleges. Oh, they hurting so bad because of what? It was one of their own. Man, oh man. Ooh, ooh, oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my goodness. Ooh. I was feeling all that gas in my stomach. Now let's get these likes up. How y'all doing? What's going on? They have found the guy. Yeah, he's a child. He ain't nothing but a kid, y'all. Yes, he is. I got the pictures at the top. You see that boy with the Trump t-shirt on? That is him. He was the one. He came from a conservative family. Yes. He came from a conservative. Who birthed him? A conservative. Who birthed him? A mega. A mega birthed him. A conservative birthed him. Okay, damn. The conservative mega family birthed Charlie Kirk. What? Killer. That's who birthed him. So yeah, birthed and raised him, honey. So yeah, he took Charlie out, and everybody, I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? Press 1 if you are surprised. Press 2 if you are not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Hell. But you know, they are so mad. Even one of the guys came out. He said, I really wish it was not our own. What that's supposed to mean? You know, it just lets you know that they live for division. They live and thrive. And Donald Trump came out today. And I got a video of Donald Trump, your president. He said he don't care about no peace. He said, I don't care about no peace. And then you know what I came in my head when he said, I don't care about no peace? I said the Antichrist is among us. I said the Antichrist is among us. Okay? He don't care about no peace. They said the Antichrist, at the end, he ain't gonna care about no peace either. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. At first he said he cared about the peace, but now he don't care about the peace. Ooh, and everybody the conservatives keep saying that the world is coming to an end. The world is coming to an end. And you know they say the Antichrist gonna show his head when the world coming in the end. And then you know they say he gonna put the mark of the beast on the cap. And I think it's that mega cap that everybody putting on their head, on their forehead. I think that is the mark of the beast. Everybody putting that on their forehead. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I think, honey. I think they worship the flag, the American flag, more than they worship and study and being humble. Okay? Yeah, because they said that Charlie got, and I saw some of the videos of Charlie. He is so arrogant. And I don't know about you guys, but in the word of the Bible, God is disgusted by arrogance. Oh, he don't like arrogance. Okay, the spirit of arrogance. Ooh, honey, I tell you, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. Oh, did I forget to tell you that Candace Owens, honey, she got dragged by this conservative. Ooh, this white girl conservative too, honey, with some sharp ass cheeks. Have y'all seen that white girl cheeks? Her cheeks so sharp. Oh my God, look ridiculous. But yeah, Candace got chewed out, honey. But Candace said that she believes it's an inside job. But the white girl, she's like, Candace, give it up. Stop your conspiracy spins. So, girl, they got on it on the internet and going back and forth, honey. I'll pull y'all up for that. Ooh, get your popcorns. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. Ooh, it's a blessed day. It is a good day today. Hello. Let's get these likes up. Y'all said y'all wanted me to come back and talk about this. Well, here I am. Here I am. Here I am. Let's get the likes up. All right. We only got 45 likes. Let's get these likes up and popping. Ooh. Janice said they mad now. They mad now. Well, you know what, Janice? They have always taught me that God allows everything. Amen. And it's God's will, and his will what? Will be done. They say, well, how can God will a death? I said, well, you don't read your word. You don't read the word because God have will plagues. Haven't God allowed plagues to plague the earth? Press one of God has allowed plague to plague the earth, which caused a lot of death. Yeah. God have allowed wars, which cause a lot of death for kids, women, and all that. Yep. Okay, so please, God allow Satan to roam through and forth through the earth, seeking he may devour? God allowed it, honey. So I don't understand why they want to change it up now. I can't stand to change. Just be consistent, honey. Damn, just be consistent, but they can't be consistent, honey, because they ain't truthful. They ain't real with the shit. Whew, my goodness. Uh. All right. So it says, did you read the Old Testament? Child, I read a little bit of some of everything. Okay. I was brainwashed with it. So no echo. All right, Nacho. Okay, so you guys ready to get into it? Like I said, let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. I put the title. Hopefully, I'm reaching the right audience, child. You got to be careful with these titles, and I don't know why my algorithm got me so far a move from the people that I want to be close to. All right, so I don't even know. I got so much stuff to show y'all. I don't even know where I want to start. I guess we'll start with here. Let me pull this up on the screen. And like I said before, you guys can come up here. I have the link up here if you guys want to come up here and speak. But let's just get into the picture. This is the guy. This is the kid. He's a kid. And I say we should forgive him. I say God says forgive. And he didn't know any better. And if his parents was not grooming him to play with guns and know what guns and how to shoot, this would never happen. It all started with them shooting him. Why would he need to know how to mess with a gun and know how to gun? He shouldn't be thinking about that. He should be being a kid, not kids shouldn't be playing with no guns. But there he is, and his parents forcing him and pushing them guns on him. And it took out um Charlie, took his ass out. Now they are saying his father works as he's in an office and field. He has been in the office department, office of police work for a, a lot of his life. And I'll read you guys that. I read you guys the bullets. He have, I guess, different something written on the bullets about if you read this, you're gay, hey fascist, just different things. And everybody was just, oh, it has to be a transgender. It has. I said, damn, this is a badass transgender, honey. Okay. Okay. Shit. Okay. But come to find out, what damn, it wasn't even a damn transgender. Woo! Goddamn, it was a white man, a white straight man that was birthed by a mega woman. Okay. Yep, that's what it is. That's why he got a Trump shirt on. Okay. They said, ain't man, look at this. Ah, there they go hurting with dad or granddad as your. Oh yeah, let me forget about that. They said that it was a bounty on his head for 100K, and his father cashed in and got that bounty. The father got 100K, and he turned into his son. Ain't that that's sad right there when your own family turned up against you, you know? That's sad. Candace says that she believes that somebody put him up to this. She feels like this was not his doing. I don't know. It's not my I'm not here to question God's work. You know what I'm saying? That's not my place. It is what it is. I just think we need to learn how to forgive. He's a kid. They're trying to say he need to get the death penalty. I disagree with that. I don't. Okay, you just got to finish killing somebody. Why would you want to kill somebody else? You know, no, that should not be. It ain't death a crime or a sin too? See, that don't even go with your Christian ideology. So that's some fake ass shit. You know what I'm saying? I disagree with the death penalty for him. What do y'all think? Do y'all think y'all want him to die? Do y'all want him to have the death penalty? Press 1 if you want him to have the death penalty. Press 4 if you say, nah, give him a chance. He's a kid. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Whew. And I tell you, he got a hell of a shot, right? Boom. That's it. Lights out. He has a hell of a shot. He needs to be somewhere. He needs to get professional paid for what he does because he's a very talented man. He is a very talented young man. He is very talented. And I don't think all that talent needs to go to waste. And did you guys know he came from a full parent household? He had a mama and a daddy in his household, y'all. Oh God. Yeah. You know how Kirk was like, a lot of black people, y'all don't have no daddies in the home, and that's why y'all effed up, right? Well, guess what? He had a daddy in the home. Can you imagine that? He had a whole daddy in the home. And guess what? His daddy was straight, y'all. His daddy was not a homosexual. This didn't come from a two homosexual household. This didn't come from a two lesbian household. This didn't come from a goddamn transgender and a non-binary household. This came from a straight Christian white household. Yeah, that's what they birthed, that's what they raised, and that's what they got. Hell yeah. Okay, and we gotta say that. The reason why do you gotta emphasize on that? Because they emphasize on that shit every time. They love to stereotype. They love to stereotype, and stereotype is what? Full of lies, generalization, and bull crap. And they're wrong every time. He said every time he got to look at a black pilot, he got to question their worth. He got to question, is they worthy to fly? Mother effer, have you lost your damn mind? And then the black man, honey, the straight black man, they just licking his boots, girl. They so pussy. Yeah. No wonder why the black women don't respect him as no man. They so pussy. Okay, they so submissive to the white man. I thought as a man, you supposed to compete against other men, right? They say these black men only compete against homosexuals, transgenders, and women because it's an easy win. They talk about these transgenders competing against these women in sports because it's an easy win, but they don't never talk about these black men always competing against black women and transgenders and gays because it's an easy win. Okay. I never see them competing against the Asian man for them computers or nothing like that, or the white man and nothing. They submissive, honey. Okay. Can I get a like? Can I get a like? Give me my motherfucking likes in this bitch, because you know I'm telling right. And ain't nobody gonna tell it like I'm gonna tell it. Okay. Yeah. Honey, it's embarrassing. It's so sad to see these black men. They crying like a little bitch on the internet for a white man. Okay. Bitch ass nigga. Okay. And then they talking about they want to marry a white woman. They don't want you over there. I'm sorry to tell your ass. Honey, they start, listen to me. Listen to me. I saw a video of Candace Owens getting interviewed by this white man, and he was like, he cared about his heritage and he cared about his race, and he don't like mixed racing. And you starting to hear a lot of that. They talking about they want their white people to their white people, honey. They got cities and towns white only, okay? And you got the black men. They the first one out here, the black straight man that is, pleading and begging. Can I please be a part of y'all white community? Can I please? I'm not like them other ones. And what they tell them, they said no. Hell no. To the no, no, no. They said, you cannot sit with us. We don't care how nice you are. We don't care how much you pander. That's your job. You supposed to lick our boots. That's your job. Get on your job. That's your job. Shit. That you're not doing us no favors. Hell, you doing yourself a favor by licking our boots. Hell, you get a thrill out of it. We don't get a thrill out of you licking our boots. We can take it or leave it. We don't give a damn. Hell, okay? Know your place. Know your place. And it's not beside us. Lick these boots. So, honey, yeah, they said they can't sit with it. They said they don't have their DNA. You know what I mean? Straight like that. Whew, them boys was so hurt. There they go crying again. There they go crying again, honey. Ooh, and then got the nerve to want to come back to the black community talking about they want to leave something. Man, everybody see y'all nothing like a joke. Ain't nobody studying y'all. Hell. Okay, please. A joke. Okay, so let's continue on here because I'm on a roll, and you know when I get started, I can't stop. Okay, let me play this.
Bad stuff happens, and for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us.
That is so sad. That makes me sick. You should just be praying that you just get the person. That is so divisive. I was praying that it wasn't one of us. To me, that is just so sick and divisive. And I let you know they're all about division. They're so divisive. And that's just what they love. They have to feel like they're more superior to another group so they can feel powerful. That's all that was.
That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped.
None of y'all prayers are answered. Can y'all please stop with the bull crap? God is not listening to y'all. And it shows. It shows. He said he prayed for that in his prayer. God is not listening to you. Y'all so arrogant. Y'all so full of sin. God does not hear your prayers. And you're so arrogant, you don't even realize it. Tell him, God. Tell him, God.
Just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. You know,
I don't like that guy. Look what Trump's saying.
You were holding up over the last 3.5 years. I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty. It'll be an absolutely magnificent structure. And I can't hear what all that
That noise in the background, that noise in the background is annoying. This blog need to get on their case. But people are saying it. The title reads, Trump brags about the White House, how he's rechanging everything. He said, following Charlie Kirk's death, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I don't see a problem with that. People are saying that Trump should have took more time on Trump is just being honest, man. Okay. He's talking about I don't mind Trump doing this. Okay. So I don't care. Okay. Y'all find anything to complain about. Let's go. Now, see, I need to go to this blog talk. You see how this blog thing is just so much clear?
I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us, that somebody drove from another.
Yeah, they thought they wanted to be a transgender. So they can push and feed their narrative. They hate narrative against the trans people. They wish it was a Muslim. They wish it was a black man. They wish. But God had another plan, didn't he? Didn't God? See how God works? Woo! God is always right on time, baby. Ooh, he's an on-time God. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, he's an on-time God. All right, so we already heard that. It's just more clear.
State, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for. For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us.
And you see, Satan is so bold, and you see how they so bold to speak like this and just in front of everybody, because Satan and his demons are around them, uplifting them, okay? And they just feel like they're untouchable. But baby, when I tell you God said otherwise, God said you will be touched and you can be touched. Get off your high horse. Get off your high horse. Arrogant. Ooh, God don't like arrogance. All right. So this is the face of Tyler. That's his name, Tyler Robertson, turned in by his father. That's sad. He's gonna be facing the death penalty. I don't like it. And people are saying that white on white crime, and it is. Let me heart that one. This is white on white crime in true time, y'all. This is how it goes down. They blame everybody else, but it's always been them. Always been them, baby. White on white crime. What y'all gotta say about white on white crime? I know the black men don't got nothing to say about it, but what y'all gotta say about it? What y'all gotta say about white on white crime, y'all? Yeah, the daddy, he's a big loser for that. Yeah, but I guess he collect that money, that 100K. And he was probably sold out for the mega movement because they said the whole family is mega. It's ironic how his words were gang violence. Yes, they were. They were gang violence. They were not transgender violence. It was gang violence. And he went all around the world. That Charlie guy with the funny face. Ooh, don't he look that? I cannot stand the smile on his face. It looks so fucking creepy. Like a villain in a scary movie. That smile is creepy as hell. Look like his breath stank too. But when I tell you, he went all around the world provoking people to anger. He loved provoking people to anger, calling that bullshit truth. That was not truth. Those were lies. And he just loved to push it with his arrogant self. Okay, and that's why most people didn't like him. I bet you if you were to give a vote right now, if you like him or not, most people in America would say, no, 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 no. Don't you allow the news media to try to psych y'all. Y'all already know the conservative people, they got the news media on lock. They got social media on lock. because all the big money people, they're in control of everything, and they are in bed with the government. They got these bots. They're in control of the algorithm. They're in control of what you see. They want to control. They want eyes on everybody. They are part of that type of agenda. So, honey, I am not fooled. I am not fooled. I know what time it is. I know what time it is. Do you hear me? Ooh, and God is showing up, and God is showing out. Amen. Yes, He is. Yes, and I don't need no amen because I already got an amen inside of me. But you know what? Guess who's talking back again? Charleston White, and I don't like him, and I still don't like him. But I do kind of like this message. But I don't like Charleston. But I do like the message. So let's hear what he got to say.
Your opinions of Kirk's death. I don't give a fuck about Kirk's death. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about no white. I don't give a fuck about no motherfucker. They think I care about a white boy being killed by another white boy. I don't give a fuck about no white boy dying.
Well, at least he honest, honey.
Sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because of DEI, it begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified.
I bet he never had a physical fight with a black man a day in his life. He talking all this shit, right? Right? He's a talker. He just got a mouth trap. That's it. And he's so arrogant with it.
If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? It almost creates thought patterns that are not necessarily, no one really cares when it's HR managers. No one cared when it was, just kind of paper shufflers or even engineers. But now when it's like, wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian. Charlie Kirk. Sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Oh. And guess what? Black men don't care. Do you think they got some smoke for that? Hell no. That'll let you know. Black community have no leadership. No lead. It's up to the black women if they ever gonna step up to the plate. That's what it's really up to. But comment, what do y'all think about what he said? What do y'all think about it? People are saying this in the comment section about Charles. They said, hold on, I got another.
Black Americans, about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about half of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. For example, blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders.
Okay, let's talk about it. These are obviously racist claims, but I will respond to them as if Charlie Kirk were a reasonable person.
Black Americans, about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about half of all prisoners are black.
Wrong. Just 38% of America's prison population is black. That's according to the U.S. government. But it makes you wonder why Charlie feels the need to add an additional 12% to the black prison population.
Cause he a liar. He's a liar. I don't care how fast he talks. I don't care how arrogant he is. He is a damn liar. And everybody that follow him are sheep, okay? And they love to push the lies too. They talk, but he ain't do nothing but tell the truth. He told lies to make you comfortable so you can sleep at night, okay? Because you can't handle the truth, okay? Okay, can't handle the truth. So that's why you need Charlie to tell your ass lies so you can sleep at night. Okay, it's a lullaby. Don't you know when people read them fairy tale books at night to them kids so they can fall asleep? Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Could it be because his bigoted talking points only work if he exaggerates? If Charlie were actually looking for the race that makes up half the prison population in the U.S., he'd look no further than white people at 57%.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do.
Wrong. The word so is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
So blacks commit more crimes.
He's saying so, as in therefore, as in.
Black Americans, about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about half of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders. They commit more arsons. They commit more kidnappings. For example, blacks.
That is a damn lie. That's a lie. When you look up all the numbers, it's more white people as far as number head count Okay? As far as number head count in America, it's the whites, all right? So let's stop that. And he looks so ugly to me. And why is the hairline is so half tilted, right? What is up with that? It's annoying to see that. He remind me of a cartoon character. Fix that, dude. Now what y'all say? Somebody said, why do they hate Janice? You gonna piss me off with that question. Janice gonna say, why they hate blacks so much? Because that's what their ancestors does. They've been hating black people. They've been competing with black people. You don't know about the Moors and how the black people back in the day, a long time ago, was trying to help them because black people, I guess in their DNA, they always trying to help some motherfucking body. Okay, and they took advantage of the black people. And look what they did to Africa. Okay, look what they did to all colored people. Okay, girls, stop talking about some why they don't like black people, because it's in their DNA. It's in their DNA. That's what they have been taught, and that's what they want to continue to push, and that's what they want to continue to push more than ever again. They don't want you to sit at the table with them. They don't want no damn equality. They always want their foot on your neck like they did George Floyd. Damn! Damn! Why y'all don't get that already? Hell! Shit! Y'all need to read y'all history book asking me a question like that. Why they don't like black people? Why they don't like us? Why they don't like us? Why they don't like us? Shit. I don't give a damn if I'm not asking no bitch why he don't like me. I tell you that. I'm not asking you why you don't like me, motherfucker. I don't give a damn why you don't like me. Hell. It's up and it's stuck. I don't give a damn why you don't like me. That ain't even gonna be a question. Huh. People ain't gonna like you just because. Shit. I'm not about to try to figure out why you don't like me, why you looking. I don't give a damn. Oh. Man.
Really knows he's no criminal exoneration.
What you say? What you say? They said ears bleeding. I know y'all listen. I know y'all not gonna get on me being loud. Okay? Because DJ Academics, he loud. Charlie Kirk, he be loud. He be yelling and getting all cocky and shit. Hell, when I get on my loudness and my confident mode, you see what you want to do? You want to bring me down. You want to humble me. Y'all don't respect that. Okay? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Woo! Now get the goddamn likes up. Get the likes up. Hell. Tasha K loud. You don't never say that about Tasha K. Hell. But you wanna humble me. Huh? Everybody can be loud but me, honey. I'm not about to let you do that to me. You're not going to make me feel no type of way because I got a big mouth with a big voice. Okay, and the volume loud because God gave me this voice. God gave me this mouth, and I'm going to use it. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm going to use my mouth. Hell. Ooh, y'all better let them know. Party crash, you better let them know how we operate. Hell. Okay.
In fact, black people make up 55% of all murder exonerations. Specific black people are more likely than any other group in this country to be convicted of crimes they did not commit. And then people like you have the nerve to parade these stats around as though they prove something. The reality is that you probably know these stats, but you leave them out on purpose because to bring that stat into this conversation would make some people think. And that's the
because they're pushing an agenda. They want to push their false agenda with lies. Now, how can you tell me that this man is a true Christian and he pushes lies? He pushes lies. And what does the Bible say about lies? Lies is a what? It's an abomination. Now you say gay is abomination, but you don't talk about lying is an abomination. Do you want me to pull it up? Huh? Stealing them goddamn votes that be Trump be stealing the elections. That's an abomination. Okay? Okay? Lying is abomination. So he's out here just abominating the whole world, girl. Abominating with all them lies. All them campus talks he got, every bit, just all them lies. Abominate. Ooh, and God said he is disgusted with abomination, all them lies. Lying lips, got lying lips. Okay, and it's no excuse because he knows, just like this black man set up here and explained it. And you see how this black man, he was so humble with it. He wasn't arrogant with it. He wasn't trying to put nobody down with his stats. But every time you see that gump face man, he's always doing it in such a way to put someone down, to sit on his high horse and shit on the next person. God don't like that. You know, that's very arrogance. That's that. And do you know what God said about arrogance? Since y'all know what God says about gays, y'all know what God says, but y'all don't know what God says about lying lips. Y'all don't know what God says about arrogance because it shows. Okay, you only read a little small page of the Bible and that's it. So I am here to open the door to the other pages. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's what we talking about. Oh, and I'll pull it up too if you need me to. Hell. Ooh. Hey, OG. OG, you coming up here? Ooh, OG up in the building, honey. Oh, oh my God. Oh, why you say fuck Charlie? I showed him empathy in the beginning, but once I researched who he was, he's an effing racist and pushing hateful rhetoric against Black Americans. I didn't even know who he was or what he did. Don't be on this at Adam. What's his name? Adam Ross, whatever that big YouTuber name. And this is whatchamacallit. Whew, wouldn't wish it was on Hitler kids, but his kids are going to be trying. It says, I wouldn't even wish it on Hitler. Did you hear that? That white boy going to say, I wouldn't wish it on Hitler. Of course you wouldn't, man, because you with that stuff. He is with that stuff. That's why. OG is in the building. It's about to get shut down. How you doing, OG?
Hey, what's good, Gigi?
Ooh, Tyler, that's what's up. Tyler. Now, did you know what's going on with Tyler and Charlie Kirk? What was your thoughts on Charlie Kirk?
No, I thought, Charlie Kirk was everything that he spewed out his mouth. I thought he was all of the hate and the vitriol, the racist person that he was. And I think that the very words that he lived by and spew out his mouth is also what he died by, unfortunately. For someone to say, unfortunately, but fortunately, right? So for someone to talk about gun violence and say, oh, there's got to be bloodshed, in order for us to keep the Second Amendment, and then you die by those very words, that's just a thing called karma coming back to literally bite you in the ass, or shall I say neck, unfortunately. Protect your neck out here, because when you spew hate and vitriol out of your tongue, it comes back to you. And people's like, well, he's a father and he's a husband, and all those when he said all those ugly racist things, he was still a father and a husband then. But he didn't care about that. He didn't care about, well, maybe I should, be a little bit more strategic in how I speak about things. Like, you can have your own political views, you can have your own opinions and things, even about another race, right? But as far as how he said it and how he portrayed it and how he tried to down, Black women specifically, how he talked about, things regarding the LGBTQ plus community, it was just how and the way he did things was, how can you portray yourself to be a Christian, but everything coming out your mouth is not Christian life. See, we have to remember that those people that came from those other three alphabets, KKK, they all were professed Christians,
Yes.
but they were some of the most hateful, racist people on God's green earth. So how can you, in turn, say that, yeah, I can agree to disagree with you. I can have a different opinion on views and things of that nature. But how can you spew hate when God was not of hate? He was of love. So again, it's very hypocritical. It's very condescending. Things that what he said about Black people, Black women not having brains, like we literally don't have the cognitive sense to be intelligent. All the women he talked about graduated at the top of their class. Michelle Obama, Jatanji, all of the, whether you care about their political views or not. But just because I don't agree with your political stance or this or that, I don't have to downtrodden you. I don't, or your whole race of people. I don't have to be racist towards you or your whole race of people to say I disagree with your views and your opinion on this stance in politically. But what he was doing was not that, and I don't understand why people are, he's being treated now like he's some martyr. He's being treated now like he's some, actually was a politician, and he wasn't. He was a person, that a charlatan type of person that had a platform that he spoke about political views. He wasn't a senator. He wasn't a congressman. He wasn't none of those things as far as a politician. But we have a president say, let's lower the flags, half staff. What? But this is where we are in America, right? It's where that we like to be lied to. We like the rhetoric. We like all of the ill, ugly things that spews out of people like him mouths. And now you want us, our race of people, to feel sorry for him. Well, sorry, not sorry, because I don't. And it's just the way it is. I don't. How come, even with all of this in his death, that Black people are somehow being blamed, or being in the middle and getting blamed for something that people that look like you did to you. This is white on white crime, baby. And I be minding my own Black business over here. This is a white on white, MAGA on MAGA crime. How did Black people get into the point where we have to defend ourselves every time when somebody speak out and feel like we should feel sorry for somebody that if that'll been us, wouldn't have felt sorry for us? Why should our SBCUs be on lockdown because of threats of domestic terrorism? Why is that? How is it that Black people get the blame for shit your own people are doing to you? See, they want to talk about Black on Black crime, but how about let's talk about white on white crime? Because see, that's what that was. That was somebody that looked like you that did that to you. That's somebody that even holds your same political stance and views. For whatever reason, this was not a political assassination. That was a hate assassination. That was a hate crime. That man hated you for whatever reason he hated you for, even though y'all were both MAGA people and y'all both got clear skin. But he hated him for something. So it was, to me, it's not a political assassination like what they're saying. No, he didn't like some view or something you said about something. And that's why he did what he did to Charlie Kirk. So no, I'm not shedding no tears over here. I'm not mourning. I'm not in mourning. I'm over here minding my Black business, and can't understand why those far radical rights want to continue to put Black people in their mess. Because you know why? They want to have a reason to continue to spew their racism.
And that's what history shows. That's what they are still with the same pattern, OG, and they feel like to get the power, we have to use the pattern that we used back in the day. And Black people will always be the scapegoat.
Absolutely. It's no difference than how we got blamed when, there was a Caucasian woman that got raped on the plantation or somewhere, or, somebody got beat up and we got the blame for it. And come to find out, we got whole communities burned down. We got everything taken that we had worked so hard to build. Our ancestors worked so hard to build. All of that got taken away from us. Whole communities, whole towns, whole businesses got burnt to the ground on the lives of people that don't look like us. So here we are again, being blamed for something that has nothing to do with us.
Mm.
My granddaughter texts me, was like, Nana, my college is on lockdown. She goes to a HBCU. And I'm like, lockdown for what? Because of the domestic threats. What? What does Black colleges and universities and Black people have to do with what happened to Charlie Kirk? Nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. But yet again, oh, he was a father. He was a husband. When he was doing all of that vitriol, he was a father and a husband then. And he didn't think about it or care about it then. So you think that we are the worst people in the world because we're not mourning and shedding no tears over here? Nope, we minding our own Black business. We can sit this one down, Black folk. We ain't got nothing to do with that.
Mhm.
Let them work that stuff out amongst themselves. But guess what? They all on their platforms. This is war. War against who?
Black
What do
people,
you?
you know who it
Yeah,
is. The
yeah.
left, the
You trying
gay
to incite? Yeah,
trans,
you trying to incite a civil war, race riot? Like what? Like this is war?
they've been on that time.
But that's what happens. That's what happens every single time when something happened and they don't get their way. Listen, this happened in the one of the whitest of the white states ever, Utah. Predominantly Mormon are in Utah, right? If a Black person was in that crowd, they sticking out like a sore thumb. Okay, they caught the alleged perpetrator of this crime, right? And I don't recall him looking anything like me or my people. I recall that he allegedly is on the same political values and stance that Kirk uh Kirk was.
And had
Charlie
a
Kirk was.
father in the home. OG came from a two-parent Christian, mega
Yeah, they
conservative.
Christians. Girl, they Christians. They the Christian way. Again, the KKK were Christians too. But
Hello.
what were they doing? They were burning crosses on Black folk in front of their yards.
Hmm.
But that was the Christian thing to do. But see, they are the most cowardly people ever. They are very cowardly people because they had to wear something over their heads to cover up their identity of who they were. The only difference between them and Charlie Kirk is he doing it in a different way. He's doing it more modernized, but he's the same. He's a white supremacist.
Right.
He just won in a suit, and now they showing their face, and they're being more overt about it, as opposed to when they were wearing the sheets and the hoods over their head. They were more covert, but they were the same people: your politicians, your judges, your people in law enforcement, and all of that. They just wore the white sheet at nighttime because they didn't want their identity to be found out. But now it's just modernized now because you can walk around in a suit. You can have a robe on in court. You could be an attorney. You could be law enforcement. You could be a businessman. You could be all of that. And you could be who you are, wide open. And you could say and spew the most vitriolic things out of your mouth. And it's okay. But see, the very sword you lived by, you died by.
Mm.
He died by his own words
He
that
did.
came back to get him.
Big facts.
He was sitting up there talking about gang violence. I heard was his last conversational word, and we
Oh, it
already
was. And look,
and we
girl, they try to lie, talking about some. He was talking about trans. He was talking about this. He was talking about gang violence. I don't know
that
why
was a
black
yep.
men don't accept it. Black men are out here talking about some. He wasn't talking about no gang violence. He wasn't. Child, yes, he was. Go ahead, OG. Yes, he was. I saw that video 50 times.
Yeah, he absolutely was talking about the gang violence and before he got pop out himself. And but again, his own words. He died by his own words. Do you think you can continue to be out here to saying the things that you say and think is cool and you can get away with it?
He thought he
But
could, but God has the last call, baby. God
we
is the
already
call.
we already know what no black folk up in no Utah. First of all, he wasn't a politician because let's look at it this way. We know that if he was a senator or a mayor or a congressman, there would have been snipers on all those buildings up there because that's what they do to protect politicians. He wasn't protected. He may have had security in his in his immediate person and maybe somewhere on the outskirts. But when politicians give these speeches and stuff like that in public, because when I worked the Obama campaign and he came to Las Vegas at the time when I was living there, baby, and he came to a school, baby, there was snipers and the Secret Service. They were on every single building within sight, and probably some that was not in sight when Obama was running. That's how they do politicians. You had to go through the what do you call those, the medical detector things, the people that for us that were working that got inside there. So no, he wasn't, a politician to be considered that in a mortar and putting a flag half staff for somebody that didn't serve the country in that way. He was a person that had a platform on YouTube where he gave political commentary,
And
very racist political commentary.
very,
Let's be
yeah,
clear about that.
he was stereotyped too because he thought he was around all white people. So it could never happen there. So we don't need to put the guards down. And they all prayed that day. But God didn't tell them this. Huh?
And let's be clear, the two attempts on our president was not by nobody that looked like us. Let's be clear about that too. We have not been known to be highly mass shooters or assassinate people that try to commit assassinations or whatever you want to say against a politician. That's just not. We have never had that history of doing that. The only one I remember was somebody that looked like us was that black lady that time that stabbed Martin Luther King. But he wasn't a political figure at the time. He was just a man for his people speaking all over the world about what it was he was speaking about. I don't know if y'all remember when that happened, but 9 times out of 10, it's always somebody that looked like you. That's why I knew. I said, oh, ain't nobody black did that. First of all, we ain't in Utah hanging around like that because we stick out like a sore thumb.
Chris said God was giving him signs and he just wasn't listening to his words. Well, Chris, I would say he's a very arrogant man. And you know what the Bible said about arrogant man, God is disgusted by it. And people say he sold his soul for money and fame because they say he started off, I don't know how he started off, but he wasn't as big as he was then. But I guess he got they say he's a millionaire. He got a whole bunch of money. And he got off, a lot of money was given him to keep on going around doing these hate speeches and pushing his disease on colleges, on these kids. And he got a lot of money. Now, Candace did you hear what Candace said about it? Candace feels like it was an inside job. She says that so many people at the top was pressuring him to do this and to do that. And if he mess up the messaging that they gave him, then they would be so mad to the point where they will want him to lose everything. She said everything. And she says that I guess some guy on Fox wrote a letter or read a letter that was fake, and she don't like how certain people at the top is treating him, and she's so surprised and shocked. And she says she's getting to the bottom of this. She feels that the kid did not do this on his own, that it was somebody else behind him that was giving him messages on Discord, that he was nothing but a puppet sent on a mission to take out Charlie, her friend. Like, she was like giving it up like this was definitely an inside job, girl.
Mm. Yeah, I also heard about her black hair and tears. She was crying. Baby, look, Candace better be careful because quiet as it kept, she might be on a list herself to be next in line because
That's
a
what
lot of
everybody say. That's what
a,
everybody say. She's
a
next.
lot of her people and supporters and stuff that she lost on her platform when she, turned against Trump and started talking stuff against Trump. And people got to realize too that Charlie was talking about that Epstein list. He was still saying that it need to be exposed. It need to be everybody on there, blah, blah, blah. So
He said that against Trump.
he said everybody, yes. And I'm pretty sure Trump didn't like that.
Hell no. You know Trump don't play.
He kept talking about the Epstein list and how that they need to be open and expose it, and the names need to be revealed. I will. Yeah, he did talk about that. Hmm.
See, that's what
See,
got him wrong. That's what
eventually, what? Right. Eventually, they're gonna say something that their own party don't like. Just like when Candace started going against Trump when she was talking about the Epstein list and all the other stuff that she felt like where Trump was, being wrong, and she called him out on his stuff. Well, Charlie called this out, and everybody know that Trump has been trying to avoid and do smoke and mirrors when it comes to releasing those files, right?
Yeah.
And recently, those victims had said, hey, if you don't release the files, we're going to get together and we're going to create our own file because we was there. We know who they were. We know what happened. So if they do that, I'm pretty sure they're going to get together and do it in some documentary form and talk about it and give them a platform to talk about it. But yeah, that's kind of like the ultimatum that they've given, Trump and the DOJ to release these files, or they gonna get together and name names themselves.
Well, OG, I know one thing. You know what Trump hates? Do you know what he hates the most? He hates more than he hates Democrats. Do you want me to tell
What?
you?
Tell them, girl.
His own people betraying him. You see
Oh
what
yeah.
you see what he did with Mike Pence. They was about to
Yep.
hang his ass, and he was gonna allow it, girl.
Yep.
Trump, he hates if you on his team and he feels like you betrayed him. That's worse than you've been on a Democrat because at least he know they are, on that side. But when you act and portray like you're gonna be a loyalist, and you know he love a loyalist, he wants you to be a loyalist. If you're not loyal to him and you backstab him, it is on to the break of dawn. And he is a person he never gonna forget. He can't stop, won't stop. He gonna get you.
Mm. Yeah, that is true. He do hate because to him, a person like him, he's so freaking his ego driven and pride and narcissism driven in him is when somebody do that like that to him, that's like the ultimate betrayal. Like that's why, he talks about Candace Owens the way he does now. He don't like her no more. And I know he heard that Charlie was saying this about him. So he just trying to play nice and he was this and he was that, because he was still spewing out a lot of the vitriol that Trump likes, right? When he talk about certain communities or a certain race of people, he was loving that, but he did not like that he was talking about them Epstein files. So yeah. I will say that anybody that Trump was once cool with and go against him, that's why I kept telling people Trump is not finna pardon Diddy, y'all. That was like the ultimate betrayal. Like things like that. Mm-mm. He'll say, "Oh, I'll look into it," but he ain't finna look into nothing. He ain't finna do nothing.
I
You
want
portray.
I want you to listen to this. I haven't even looked at it. Let's see what's going on.
This is probably one of the worst Charlie Kirk videos.
What about your shirt? Is that a theological statement, or it says "You are enough"?
You are enough, exactly.
What does the statement mean? Enough? Like, I don't quite understand it.
It's to help suicide prevention.
Okay.
Yeah, and so by saying someone is enough, you are enough. Like just the fact that you matter, that you're alive, and that alone makes you worthy of value.
Super noble cause. Do you think it's effective?
I believe so. Okay. I believe so.
Cool. I'm glad to hear that. I actually think that that's the reason we have so much suicide is those sort of messages, actually.
He will say shit.
Well, child, I didn't even know it was gonna be about the S. I would have avoided this from my. Oh, but I guess it was really
This message is for the black community and the black community only, so white people exit left.
I made a video talking about how I'm a little more than pleased that Charlie Kirk is no longer with us. And somebody who I guess is following me on Instagram said, I expected better from you. Why are you making fun of death? I don't know why they would ever say something like that. A silly bitch. But outside of that, I'm pretty sure there are going to be many more people like that coming to my page, telling me that they're disappointed in me for making light of somebody who died. And I just want to let you know, the person that I'm talking about, Charlie Kirk, has spent the majority of his career calling George Floyd, somebody who was notoriously murdered on camera, a fucking scumbag.
Ooh.
So before you tell me anything...
Did he say that, OG, about a dead man?
I don't know. If she said he said it, maybe he said it. I don't know. I didn't watch
about George
you know.
Floyd. Look.
Yeah, I can't stand I couldn't stand to listen to that man for more than 2.5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. But
without him making my blood boil. Congratulations on being 5 years sober today.
Yeah, look what Laura did. She's one of them. They all made fun of George.
Oh, wow.
Talked about his death. And did they care about his kids? And
that part.
Isn't he a father? See,
exactly.
They don't care about nobody being no damn father or no wife or nothing like that. It's only when their people are affected.
That part. And this is the thing. This is the thing. I'm tired of them and even some of our people trying to guilt trip each other. Because again, they come with that Christian oh, you shouldn't wish death on, and you shouldn't say that. Please stop it with the hypocrisy. Please stop it with, don't try to browbeat me or make me or anybody that don't want to feel guilty about it. They have a right to their feelings, because when this man was doing what he was doing, y'all wasn't telling him, oh, you shouldn't talk like that, and but you want to browbeat your own people. Stop it. People, listen, if people are no good in life, why should you feel something for them in death?
Hello.
Stop letting people allow you to try to browbeat you or make you feel guilty about not giving a shit for a person in death that didn't give a shit about you in life.
Hello.
We gotta stop that.
Yeah,
I told you, if I don't like you in life, I'm not gonna like you in death. Because you didn't like me in life. I don't expect you to like me in death.
Preach.
And God knows, baby, when I'm gone, don't let nobody that didn't like me come to my services. I don't want you to even listen. You don't love me in life. Don't come to my funeral trying to be nosy and loving me in death. You just there to be nosy. Stop. We got to stop allowing people to work and tear on our heartstrings about things, because they know Black people are some of the most forgiving people ever. And even your own family does this to you. Mm-hmm. They will do, oh, you shouldn't say that, and that's not nice. Or this. Listen. If anything happened to you, that Charlie Kirk guy will give 2 fucks about it.
He would not care.
You just another dead ninja, dead to him. Let's not forget the things he said about our race of people. It did not, listen, it may not have affected you directly because he didn't say it to you directly, but it affects you indirectly because you're still a race of people. If they take pride in that racist vitriol that he spewed, you should take pride in holding yours, standing on yours, 10 toes down. I
Hello.
didn't like him in life and I don't like him in death. And I have no problem saying that. And you shouldn't either. And you should not allow nobody to make you feel guilty by saying that.
I agree. And I got something else to say too. He wouldn't give a rat's ass, OG, if you died today. He would laugh at it. And you know what he'll say? Was she married? If she wasn't
Yeah.
married, she wasn't worth it anyway. Who cares?
Well, I'll be one of those single black women that, my baby father left me a single woman and, all of that vitriol that he spewed about, single black women. See, and every black man to him was a savage.
Yeah.
They didn't do nothing but put babies in black mothers and leave them, and they don't pay child support, and you do all this big old thing. He painted this picture of our race as to say everybody in our race did that. When there are some effed up people in every race, there's some white men walking around ain't paying child support. There's some white men walking around and stuck their thing into every Jane and Karen and Susan, and left her with a baby and didn't marry her either. See, but those statistics he don't want to talk about. Everybody try to say, oh, he was a great debater. No, the hell he wasn't. He was a blame shifter. He didn't hold accountability when they asked him the real questions. And what he would do is play reverse psychology. That's not a great debater. When you're not literally answering the questions that are asked of you, what you do is try to flip it back on something that you want to ask me and say, well, this is why this, just like he said up there and said about the guy that said he felt that wearing that t-shirt saved lives. Oh no, I think it makes it worse. What? He just always wanted to be combative if you did not agree with him. And that's not a great debater.
And that's not of God either.
So no, black people, we got to get more backbone and balls. God darn it, stand on it. If you didn't like them in life, it's okay to not like them in death.
But what they want you to do, lie? I thought it's supposed to be honest and facts, all about honesty and truth. Why do you want me to lie then? These people
If
are being honest and truthful.
if they can say the most heinous things about our people when they die or get killed, whether it's by the hands of the police or each other or gang violence or whatever, they say the most heinous things. They're very condescending. They don't hold no shame when they say what they say. So why should you hold some from saying what you want to say about him? That's all I'm saying.
All right. Ooh,
And I said what I said.
said what she said. That's what
I
I'm
said
talking
what the I said.
about. All right. All right. So I'm going to play a little bit more
About how I need to respect the dead. Suck my dick first. Somebody also said that I need to take in mind that God will be judging us. The person who really needs to be worried about God judging them is the person who's about to meet him. That's
That
Charlie,
part.
the one who just got shot in the neck. Remember? Yeah, him, not me.
All right. Well, I will say that she still have time. I don't know what she got in her life, but she still got time. But Charlie, his clock is over with. You get what I'm saying? And Judgment Day is everybody gonna have their day in Judgment Day. And I heard
Exactly.
Charlie wife is lying to the daughter, talking about Charlie is in heaven or doing some stuff. Why are you lying to kids? I thought y'all was about truth and honesty, and you cannot lie. You know Charlie, and he is not in heaven. Nobody's in heaven. That's according to the Christian ideology. Nobody is in heaven or hell until Judgment Day, and that day have yet to come. So stop lying.
And you gotta and you gotta even think about, like I said, his vitriol, the things he stood for and believed in. When you are when you have a wife and raising a family and you're racist, guess what? 9 times out of 10, your wife and your children are going to be racist. Let's not forget that, because that's why things like racism will never go away in this country, because racists raise other racists, y'all. And then they grow up to be racist, and then they have children and they teach them the same racist ass ways, and then they're racist, and so on and so on. That's how that goes. So while they want to say, oh, he has a wife and kids, I guarantee you their views and opinions are going to be the same way he is. So they're going to grow up and spew the same vitriol that he spewed. Don't get it twisted, black people.
Yeah, because he was grooming them.
It's called indoctrination. Absolutely. Racist parents raise other racist children.
That's the way. That's tradition. That's their legacy. That's their heritage.
A lot of these Caucasian people now are growing up, going to college, having different experiences. Now they may have black friends. They may, learn some black history, and they may change their mind and feel differently, because that can happen. But please know that isn't embedded in the fiber of them, of who they are. And when you are being raised by racist parents, 9 times out of 10, your children are going to be racist. I'm just tired of them with the guilt on black people, with making black people feel guilty for not mourning, feeling sorry and crying. And even our black Christian people, like, stop it with the hypocrisy. Please.
Okay.
Hold that to yourself. Don't tell me how to feel over here.
Right. I can't stand when a straight black man do it, and y'all say that's supposed to be the leader of the black community. That looks so damn weak. And I guess they are so unaware. They are so lost. And it just shows they're not of God, because how could you be so unaware? First of all, y'all so arrogant. You didn't think this would ever happen. And boom, God shows you otherwise. And then how majority of people on this internet had disdain for him because of what he put out. These people on this internet that's saying what they saying, they not coming out of thin air with it. They don't dislike him because he was just a white family man, because he put out this energy, So
Absolutely. And I will say, it is a lot of white people that did not agree with his ideology, did not agree with him being a racist, did not agree. And you're absolutely right. There's a lot of Caucasian people that spoke up in that matter, and they feel the same way a lot of black people feel. And they not mourning, and they ain't over there crying and boo-hooing because he's no longer here. That's facts.
Yeah. And when they look at these comments, I guess what they get their feelings hurt. Oh my God, they said this about, I can't believe it. And for you not to believe it, and you can't believe it, that means that you are not in touch with reality. Like, you are in your own little bubble and you don't see it coming. Come on. You're not in touch with reality. You only look in your own circle. And maybe the algorithm got you effed up in the world.
Now check this out. What if somebody black that was in the same position as a Laura Loom, but they were black, and 5 years from now they get on their Twitter and they tweet, congratulations, Charlie Kirk, for being racist free for 5 years. You know what they do to that person?
Try to cancel them, get their job, but yet they
already
don't cancel culture. But yet they're not the party that was going against cancel culture. But now anybody that expressed themselves, they want to get them canceled.
Right. Exactly.
They're hypocrites, OG. They ain't nothing but a big fraud and hypocrite. They are liar.
Absolutely. I agree. Now, who's this a picture of? Is that the young man that?
Yeah, that's Tyler. That's Tyler.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And from what I'm hearing, that his father is the one that turned him in.
Yeah. Let me show you the picture of the family because I got it here. And Daniel, I'm glad you're here. I'm going to bring Daniel here so he can talk to us too. Let me see. Where I got it's so many. It's so many. Where is that picture at? There it is. That's the picture of the family.
Mm.
What
Interesting.
about the family? They got the
Yeah,
mom. They got.
yeah, they look like a good, wholesome, conservative Christian family. That's what they look like.
That's who
Just
birthed
look.
him. That's who birthed him.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Hey Daniel, what are your thoughts?
Can you hear me? Is my audio coming in good?
Yeah, what happened to you last time, Dan? You just took off and left. Ain't even
Nah,
say bye.
nah, like it was a really weird thing though. My internet had like crashed in
Oh,
my
see,
apartment.
Mega got you. Mega got your ass. Yeah,
Like that literally came to my mind though. Like I was like,
Mega
what?
said, let me get Daniel ass up out of here. Okay.
It was really speaking. Hopefully, fingers crossed that God is with us today, so that don't happen though. But like,
Yeah.
but thanks for having me though, GG. But as far as the whole situation with the pew pewer being found and stuff like that, I'm just really am happy that it was not one of our people. They would have loved. No, as a matter of fact, though, I have my money bet in Vegas. All these white tea people were hoping and praying it was a brother that pew Charlie Kirk. I guarantee you. And then they were shocked that it was one of their own.
But what? Yeah, that's true. Were they shocked, OG and Daniel? Why were they shocked?
I
Because
actually don't think they were. I actually believe that they knew it was one of their own. I mean, when you think about it, who he is, what he stood for. Usually, there are no black people around that type of environment, right? And use especially listen. Look at the state we in. Look at the college wins. Predominantly white people. They had to know that 9 times out of 10 it was going to be somebody look like them. But what I think they didn't realize is that the person was going to be MAGA like them. They probably thought it was going to be a radical far left. Now that's what I think they thought.
But if you look at the governor or whoever of the Utah, he came out of mouth. He said, I pray that it was not one of us.
Somebody drove from another state. Somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped.
Because God ain't listening to their prayer. They prayed. They were praying to God, OG, that it
Yeah.
was somebody from a different country or it was probably
Mm-hmm.
a black person. They was praying that it was trans.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Or
praying.
or from the far left. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they thought it was be somebody, like you said, from a foreign or somebody from the far left. And it was
But what,
actually somebody that looked like them from the far right.
but what
Imagine that.
the black community, the black colleges, why did they shut them down? Why did the clear people start threatening the black colleges?
Because they always look for a reason to blame black people. So like I said earlier, they don't need a reason. We just exist and they hate that. Do y'all understand the depth of that? They hate that we exist. They hate that we are. Because that's all racism is, a deep jealousy and hate. And they look and want to have a reason to blame black people instead of looking in the mirror. See, that's accountability, and that's what they cognitive dissonance get them. That's what they passive aggressive behavior get them because they don't want to be accountable for when it looked like what he say. Oh, I was just hoping and praying that it wasn't nobody that was a MAGA and looked like us and this and that. I was hoping it was a foreigner or a black person or a far left person. That's what he really wanted to say. He just didn't say those words.
Man. And this also just comes to show that there's disarray in their whole organization because because they're taking what Charlie Kirk is doing. I don't know what Charlie Kirk is doing is he's just Hold on. I had a brain fart. It's fine. Just skip me. Just like you
Okay,
can
come
talk some more.
back. Yeah, come back when you get it together. That's mega plant. They praying on you.
Can
That's
you imagine going from what Charlie was making years ago to what he's making now? Do
look
you
at
see how much money? Do you see how much money it is in being a racist and being and spewing vitriol like he was doing? Do you see the difference? You know, the president's salary a year is less than 400,000. He was making that in 2021. Now he's worth what, $12 million net worth?
and guess who else making that much money and more? Andrew Tate.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's it. You see what I'm saying? All you gotta do is spew lies, vitriol, venom, and hate. That's all you gotta do against a group of people or a community or whatever. It
That's
don't
so.
matter, and you can make a whole lot of money doing it.
Look at Kevin Samuels when he alive. How he came up off of hate speech.
Yeah. Hate
Oh,
speak. And then that's what I say about karma. See, because I didn't like him in life, so I gave two shits about him in death too. I'm just gonna keep it real because you made a living off of degrading black women. You
Mm-hmm.
started out by trying to tell black men how they need to step up, but because you knew that women are more marketable, now you go over and let me dog black women out. But look how he died. You see what I'm saying? Look how he died. He didn't die with a woman that was looked like us and was built like what was her name, Kelly, from one of the Destiny Child. Remember, that was his thing. He thought Kelly was one of the most beautiful people, and she is a beautiful sister. But every woman can't look like and be built like Kelly from Destiny's Child. And
Yeah.
you certainly was not in that hotel room with a woman that looked like Kelly.
Wasn't she big? She was plus size, wasn't
She
she?
was like a thick chick, and I think she looked like either biracial or Hispanic or something.
Yeah.
So you see the hypocrisy in how what they talk
Yeah, she looked like she
comes
was.
back
She
comes
looked
back to
like.
haunt them.
Yeah,
not good.
she
And
looked
the
like
thing,
she was a size 14, right? Would you say a size 14 dress?
Yep. But
Yeah.
all these black men crying and whining over like he was their godfather, as he called them.
and now
Because you
we
know what? They got off on that black man downing and degrading and talking about black women. But when he met his demise and some of them black women was singing and dancing on his grave, oh, they was crying like little bitches.
Ooh.
Miss me with it.
because it
They
don't
can
feel
miss it.
good
It's a hypocrisy of it all.
when the shoe was on the other
The
foot.
very
It does
venom
not feel good.
vitriol he poured out was the same vitriol that he died by. Heart bust wide open on top of a girl or in a room doing something with a girl that he absolutely he told other men not to be with. Cause
Yeah,
cause cause see her, she would have been too big. See,
too bad.
she would have been too big.
Right.
You not what's her name? Kelly. What's the girl name from Destiny Child? It's
Kelly
Kelly,
Rowland.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kelly
yeah.
Rowland.
Kelly Rowland. You're not Kelly Rowland size. You don't look like Kelly Rowland. Oh, hon, what are you? Rate yourself, and you can't say 7. Remember that?
Uh-huh. But
And you might have died with a 6 or a 7. Miss me.
wasn't she a prostitute? Didn't he pay for it?
I believe he was. Look at him. The only way he probably could have got it was pay for it.
I mean, they wasn't in a relationship. I think it was just a range hookup.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Died on that hill. Died on that hill he talked about. And them black men crying like little bitch babies. You talking about our godfather? Fuck out of here. Miss me with it.
Oh, I'm gonna play this lady.
Expecting me to be sad and to have some kind of decorum for what the hell just happened to Mr. Kirk. Allow me to help you understand something. Mr. Kirk, continue to advocate for the deaths and the millions of Palestinians in Gaza right now that are still at large. He also advocated for the magnitudes of deaths of people in the Congo and Sudan and stated how he supported the current gun laws and that there had to be a necessary evil in order for people to feel safe, alluding to the fact that some people's kids had to go so that they could keep their gun laws. It's amazing how y'all like to cherry pick and choose and pick when you actually want to have sympathy. When it comes to the lives of a brown or black child, you have no sympathy. It's easy for you to look away because you are used to doing that. That is what you were taught. And then we have the Black Lives Matter movement happen. We see the protests outside about what's going on with the people that are being deported. And you do nothing. You say nothing. And then you get on your soapbox the minute we speak up about what happened to him today and how that is his karma. He met his fate because he advocated for that. He ensured that his journalistic integrity was forward-facing and right-wing facing that supported the current gun laws. And it came back to bite him in the ass tenfold. And since you love that motherfucking Bible so much, allow me to allude for you that it was the same Jesus in that same motherfucking Bible that told you to your motherfucking face, do not make peace with evil. Destroy it. That man is a serpent. Okay. Prying on the cradles in your home. Heard about what's happening to them kids in those schools in different states nationally. And you have the audacity, the gall to get mad at people for not caring about what happened to him, even though he himself advocated for that to have happened. Had he advocated against the gun laws, then maybe the person that had the gun would not have had the ability to do that to him. Hello. That happened in Utah. That didn't happen on the corner of Philadelphia or the corner in New York, the places where they tell you systematically the most gun violence happened. Oh no, it happened in Utah by one of your own. And you're, instead of being mad at the person who pulled the trigger, mad at the people online. Well, too goddamn bad. Instead of being mad at the government that he supported, that he allowed to move forward, that he pushed himself forward with a loud voice to the sky about how he supported the current gun laws. You have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to sit on here and try to attack the average everyday citizen for not feeling bad? Sounds like karma to me. Sounds like that's exactly what he wanted. Sounds like the consequences of his damn actions coming down to chase him. Nobody wanted that man to get shot, especially not like that. But that man loudly advocated not only for the deaths of millions of Palestinians, Congolese, and Sudanese, but also for millions of children, women in this country. You won't have to take them tears and carry them somewhere else. Because quite frankly, my dear, I have no thoughts. Woo. I have no prayers. It's in God's hands now. For all of y'all expecting me. I know that's right. That's why I love black women, honey. Woo.
Not one lie was told. Not one lie was told.
Like up. Give a like up. Man, who is this woman? Real God diva goddess. I gotta follow her. Okay.
No lies detected, as they say. No lies detected.
Clock it.
Didn't she preach a word? Oh,
the truth.
And listen. And even if you gotta check your own, like I said, you might have to check your own family members and friends, because they'll come with you with that Christian stuff and try to make you feel guilty. Well, he was a father and he was a husband. Yeah, so was a lot of our black men that lost their lives. Philando Castile, he was a father and had a fiance.
You should never wish death.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, like we really got to stand 10 toes down on ours and stop with all the allowing these people to guilt trip us and pull on the heartstrings because they know black people are the most forgiving people there is on the face of the earth. We are so forgiving to a fault, to our own detriment a lot of times. We got to stop. Stop. Don't why give a F about somebody that give a F about you or your very existence. Would love to see you wiped off the face of the earth. Like what we doing, black people? Like nah. Miss me.
Let's see what he got to say.
Kirk had no sympathy for the kids in Gaza. Charlie Kirk had no sympathy for inhumanely locking up my people in cages. Charlie Kirk had no sympathy for women, saying that if his daughter were to get sexually assaulted, he would force her to keep the kid. He spread and planted ideas of racism, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, and anti-LGBTQ. However, no one should die at the hands of another man, and unfortunately, that's what happened with Charlie Kirk. He was shot and killed on live TV, 4K, in front of his 2 daughters and his...
Oh, girl, can you imagine God allowed that to be humiliated in front of the world?
Because he's trying to get those far right radicals to wake the hell up and say, if you keep preaching by this sword, you're gonna be unalived by this sword.
No, that's what we are seeing right now. Like I said last time, though, the creator's coming for all these false prophets, these wolves in sheep clothing.
Yep.
I mean, to have
No doubt
in front of everybody, OG, in front
and
of
it's happening to them all the way from the pulpits to the politics in sports and entertainment. It's happening. You live by the sword, you're gonna die by it. Listen, everybody yes, there's freedom of speech. Let's be clear about it. But freedom of speech is costing you now. Freedom of speech can cost you something now, including your life. Protect your neck. Protect your neck in my Wu-Tang Clan voice. They had a rap song called Protect Your Neck, okay?
Well, I will say this. They are taking away jobs if you speak bad about a homeboy. Charlie, look at this. It says Office Depot has fired employees who refused to print Charlie Kirk tribute flyers. So
wow.
They are taking this like it's disgusting.
I know a news journalist with MSNBC. He lost his job just for even saying he just generalized that when you spew hate can come back at you, and they fired him.
Now the funny thing is,
right.
The funny thing is, these are the same people who always preach freedom of speech, but then
right.
when it's
until it's the freedom of speech that they don't like. Exactly. When it's the freedom of speech they don't like and want to be held accountable for it, now they want to have you canceled and fired and all this stuff. Again, it's the hypocrisy for me with these people.
It says Delta Airlines has suspended the employee who celebrated Charlie Kirk death. They should not be taking no man. What about if he was a husband with kids, OG? What about that? You shouldn't be getting fired. You're going to lose your family over your expression.
Yeah, and that's sad because Charlie was a husband and kid and said what he said. You see what I'm saying about the hypocrisy in it? Nobody didn't say, Charlie, you got a wife and children. You shouldn't speak like that. Such hate, such vitriol. Nobody said that to Charlie.
He got too into himself. His ego was being fed way too much by the right wing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
absolutely crazy.
I think it's a new video came out about the wife speaking, and I also want to get on that Candace stuff. Let me see here. Where's that wife? Look at this. This is what they posted. So was it worth it, Charlie?
Mm.
Instead of talking to 18, 19-year-olds at colleges, he should have been at home with his children, taking care of his children, being with his wife, not talking to other people's kids.
All right, here it go. I don't know if I
That
can.
he trying to indoctrinate, hate. That's what they do.
Yeah, what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea.
Why is she reading? If it's coming from the heart, just say it. But it's definitely scripted. They want her to radicalize the base.
Yeah, but see, you see the words that they try to use to excuse racism. Patriots. It's patriotism. It's Christian values.
Right.
They try to listen. They trying to psychologically play with your mind by using those words.
And you notice
Yep.
how she said they. Why you ain't just say Tyler?
Exactly.
They still painting as they, not Tyler.
The same ones that's getting on their platforms and saying it's war now. War against who? Who you want to war with?
The black folks, the trans.
Who you want to war? The far left, the black, the trans community. Like who is it's war now against? It was only one person that did that to him. So where's the war? Who you want to war with?
Every marginalized community.
Make it make sense now.
I guess when they get finished with them illegal aliens or immigrants, they're going to try to target the next group. That's what I think.
And listen, it was just a Congress, I believe she was a senator or a congresswoman. Her and her whole family was just unalived in their house. And because she's on the other side as a Democrat, wasn't no flags dropped to half staff for her.
That's wrong. That's so right.
Do you see the hypocrisy? And he wasn't even a politician. She was a politician. Yeah. And there was no flag dropped to half staff for her. And her family, her whole family was unalived, y'all. In their house while they was asleep. By somebody, guess what? From the radical right. Okay? So when we talk about hypocrisy, when we talk about cognitive dissonance, when we talk about passive aggressive, that's who they are. That's who they are. That's a hypocrisy of who they are. Don't be fooled by them. Don't let them little words they try to twist in you to make them listen. Read between the lines. When they try to say, "Oh, it's patriotism," or it's the Christian way, it's the American way, they try to use all those words when it's nothing but hate and vitriol and racist content tones that they're saying and spewing out. That's it. That's all. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country.
Damn, they about to
unleash. Do you see that? Do you see that? Is that not saying she's saying something's about to happen across this country because my husband is no longer here now.
Right.
Again,
that's not
that she's using undertones she's trying to incite something. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
The hate is real, y'all.
In this world.
Y'all gotta pay attention.
You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die.
Girl, they want it to be like a George Floyd. That's what they trying to mock. They want him to be, you know how George Floyd, when he died, everybody cried and stuff. That's what they want.
What she's saying is she's gonna pick up the mantle where her husband left off, and then she's gonna trickle that legacy down to her children. You see what I'm saying?
Ooh, if it's God's will, them children gonna wake up. Them daughters don't want nothing to do with that. But let's see.
It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. Evildoers.
Just say Tyler. You don't got to do all that. She's so dramatic.
Did they force her to do all that, or is that real?
Of course they forced her. She has to. She's a puppet too. Your whole family gonna be a puppet. The DL Hughley said, meanwhile, Trump is doing his crazy arm dance to the YMCA at the Yankee game last night. Oh, I got him somewhere. Where Trump at with his crazy self? He's saying something because some people feel like Trump set this up. Trump wanted his ass out. Let me see. I think Candace is the one that really feel that way.
There are some conspiracies that are trying to make him the next president, like Charlie Kirk. That was the initiative.
Yeah, but they say JD Vance is gonna be the next one up. Where is that at? Oh.
No mention of them kids that was on live in Colorado on the same day he lost his life. No mention of that.
You right.
No mention of that. Like I said, that female politician whose whole family was unalive. No lowering the flag to have staff for her, and she actually was a politician serving this country. Oh yeah, okay, make it make sense.
Check this out.
We're going to look into that. What do we do about our country with that? Because we have radicals on the right as well. We have radicals on the left. People are watching all of these videos and cheering. Some people are cheering that Charlie was killed. How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. And we're going to look into that.
What do we do about our country with that?
Do you see that? Do you hear that? You see how he wants to make an excuse for the radical right? Now let's hear what he gonna say about the radical left.
They cut it off. They ain't show the
radicals
whole
on
thing.
The left. People are watching all of these videos.
They ain't show the whole thing. They just showed that part.
You see how he make excuses for the radical right?
Always.
The same way he made excuses for the Charlottesville, the same way he made excuses for the January 6th. Child.
And there's another white man at the Colorado school, girl. Another white straight man that's doing this, but they ain't gonna take the guns away from the white straight man.
Them same laws for that Second Amendment that they want to stand on, they're gonna eat those words.
I mean, Charlie unalive for that. I mean, he was unalive for what he believed in through the end.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, so this is where it get crazy. So Candace says, BB, I don't know how you pronounce that, lied about the contents of the letter Charlie wrote to him in May. It was a lie by severe omission, and it isn't sitting right with me. Okay. So Laura said, this is insane behavior, Candace. Charlie Kirk is dead, and you trying to make it about Israel and the Jays. Please stop it for the sake of Charlie, his wife, and his kids. I can't even believe people are focused on things like this right now. Radicalization is real. Ooh, she calling Candace out, honey. Okay, so Candace says, I just watched my friend get shot in the neck. You can literally shut the F up forever for all I care. Ooh, she said she can shut the fuck up. I know she does.
Wait a minute, Candace trying to get a little black in her. Y'all know she been trying to come back over to the community ever since them Trump people dissed her.
Candace a little gangster. I ain't gonna lie, Candace a little
She trying
gangster.
to get the little black gangster in her.
A
She
little bit,
says,
a little bit.
Sorry, Candace. We don't want you just like we didn't want what's her name? What's the girl?
Stacey Dash.
Stace Dash.
Yeah,
Stay on
Stacey
over there.
Dash.
Stay on
Hey,
over there,
Stacey
boo boo.
Dash.
Stay right on over there.
BB lied point blank. You are not going to gaslight us into pretending the lie was casual or in any way okay. Ooh, Candace says, also, your dumbass was trying to finger Tucker's non existent silence as bizarre like 24 hours ago. What? Did y'all hear that?
Lord, yes.
He was trying to finger Tucker's non
Listen, like
silence.
I said, let them go at it, honey. I'm minding my black business over here. Let them go at it. I'm sitting this one out because, baby, are they ever going at it with each other?
So Candace says, so just shut the fuck up or re-handcuff yourself to Twitter headquarters while the adults get to the bottom of this. All right. So Laura, she clapped back. She said, yeah, I'm sure the adults like your buddy who hosted your show while you had a baby will get to the bottom of this insane claim that Israel took out Charlie Kirk. So they're saying that Candace is pushing a conspiracy that the Israel took out Charlie Kirk. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Laura said, this is insanity. It's so embarrassing that people like you are entertaining this. Talked about the letter as a sign of respect to Charlie to honor his life. Would it kill you not to make one thing about the Jays or the Israels for just one day? It's beyond parody at this point how crazy people have become with these Jays obsessions. You know what you're doing and what you're trying to suggest, Candace. Your body said it with zero evidence, and from the way you are reacting, I can only imagine you're trying to spew the same narrative. It's shocking. It's really shocking. All right. Ooh, damn, Candace come back for some more. Candace said BB brought up the letter himself and severely misrepresented the context of it. I'm calling on him to publish the entire thing. For some reason, that seems to have sent you on an emotional spiral because you lie like him. Ooh, call him a liar. Y'all know lying is an abomination. Okay. I see you for exactly what you are. All right. So Laura says, then have him publish the whole letter. I viewed his comments as more of a show of respect for Charlie to honor his life. You lie like him proceeds to show no evidence. I don't care what you think of me, Candace. I don't respect you, Candace. You aren't that important, Candace. You think you are.
Oh, I love the way you reading it, Gigi, with so much action and emotion behind it too. You like I feel like when your parents telling the story to the child and they being, trying to give them all the theatrics of it. I love it. That's what you're doing.
Damn.
So what do you think about these girls fighting online?
I think, like I said, I think they should have at it, and I'm gonna just laugh and look at it and see it and read it or whatever, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm over here. Like I said, I'm minding my own black business. This was a white on white crime. This was a MAGA on MAGA crime. And listen, I'm sitting this one out. Black folk, we sit this one out. We ain't got.
It's really showing. It's really showing there's trouble in paradise these days.
That part. That part. We don't. Yeah. We just let them go at it with each other.
People
Again.
in the section, they said you aren't that important. They said this is what they all think about you behind closed doors, Candace. All right. So people are
And
saying
that's probably true because at the end of the day, all that ass kissing, brown nosing, biting, stepping, fetching, stomping, clapping she did for them, they still look at her as a ninja at the end of the day.
she doesn't fit their DNA. We all know that. Whew, I tell you. Mm, 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 mm. So, what do you guys think about all this?
Child, it's a hot mess. It's gonna be a mess for a while, but like I said, I'm sitting this one down and sitting this one out. But I have a right to say how I feel about the situation. As much as he talked about how he felt about situations, it's only fair. We have a right to say, hey, I didn't like the man in life, so why should I like him in death? Why should I mourn him? Why should I shed a tear?
I mean, I don't condone what happened to him, but I don't have to feel bad about it neither.
Exactly. Yeah, because I don't condone violence of any kind, right? Let's get that clear. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is at this point. But you're right. It's just like if a relative or good friend, they lived by the sword. When they die, are you surprised that they died by that sword?
No.
No, absolutely not. And you can speak what you want to say in this lifetime, but every consequence has a reaction.
At that part. But then, like I said, there's a certain part of our community, again, these are the people that tear on our heartstrings and try to make me feel guilty. They the same people that be at the funerals of some of the most nefarious people in their families, knowing they was a piece of shit. And they be like, but he gone and you shouldn't talk about him like that. Oh, well, when he was alive, he was a piece of shit when he was alive. So what, I'm supposed to like say he wasn't a piece of shit because he dead? Like, come on.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
are
Y'all
dead
want a
people?
song and dance to the molesters that molest y'all in the families. Y'all go to the funerals and cry, and he was a good man. Uncle Charlie was a good man, and Uncle Charlie was molesting all the kids. See, that's the mentality that we got to get out of, black people. So when they try to make you feel guilty and browbeat you about, not shedding a tear for somebody that didn't care about you, it's the same mentality. Well, that's not the Christian thing to do. Well, guess what? I ain't a Christian. How about
What?
that?
But
I
how
love
many?
God. I believe in him, but I don't. I believe I have a right to feel like I feel.
But how many jokes did they make about George Floyd or Tamir Rice or Walter Scott or Sonia Massey?
Or
And then
Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor. Can we go on and on and on? So again, I'm sick of our community and our people trying to tear on our heartstrings and make us feel guilty because we don't feel a way about what happened to him.
Well, this is him and his father, Tyler Robertson. His parents are registered Republicans. His dad is a 20 plus year veteran of the sheriff's department. They are a very religious family, introduced to guns by his dad at a young age, wore a Trump costume for Halloween,
Mm.
not black, not brown, not an immigrant, not trans. Has
Can't get no magger than that. Hello, somebody.
wow, wow.
Can't get no maggot than that.
Now you must know you a piece of crap when people in your own movement was like, "Now you gotta go."
Mm.
So they got a T-shirt and it says "the holiest bunch of assholes." You see that? The holiest bunch of assholes. So I guess they had three sons.
Mm-hmm. And I bet you that they knew that some wasn't quite right about that one.
So
But
that's
again,
with their kids playing with them guns. Real
Man,
they
bad.
knew something wasn't quite right about him. They knew something wasn't quite right about him.
Look
They
what they
knew it.
look what they did about George Floyd. Look, Derek
Yeah,
Kale, fentanyl did it.
yeah. Yeah, that's what he was going around saying when we know that he passed away from the constriction of being restricted to breathe. That's what it literally said. But see, the smoke and mirrors of it all, when Charlie talked about the George Floyd, he want people to go, oh, he was a drug addict. He died by, he had drugs in his system. Yeah, that was true. He did, but that's not what he died by. Let's be real. What does it say? The cause of death, restriction of for in the passageways for him to breathe. Wow. That was cut off. Let's be clear. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
So look what he said about this. The deaths of women and children in Gaza are the fault of Hamas, not Israel, just like the deaths of Japan. You see how he talk?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's giving Zionism.
Mm. He said he wanted to see open public unalivements for people, when they committed crimes. Just like,
did he got one? Didn't he get one of his own?
Yeah.
Listen.
Got a public execution. Got a public
Listen.
execution.
Listen, what I say? That the sword he spewed out of his mouth is a sword that he was unalive by.
Man.
The lives and the bloodshed of the people that he said that it needed to happen in order for the Second Amendment to continue and stand with honor in this great American is the one he was unalive by.
So this is what they're saying. Do you see what they're putting out here?
Well, we gonna see what comes out now that this young man, this radical has been caught, and we're gonna see is it a something or someone else behind it.
People are saying it's a distraction from the Epstein files.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're trying to say that, and the thing about it is, when everything comes out in the open and about this radical that did this, it's going to unfold, and it's probably going to be he was an everyday person, considered an everyday normal person, probably was nobody behind it. Now, if he give a reasoning why, would be interesting to know what his reasoning behind that, because remember the same thing happened with the radical that unalived the CEO of United Healthcare. So I think they just unbalance very sick individuals, very evil and twisted. And I believe a lot of times the warning signs be there. Family members know they family members better than anybody, but a lot of that just gets swept under the rug, and they choose to turn a blind eye to that person just a little bit crazy, a little bit off in their family.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the next following days.
Mm-hmm. Yep, like I said, I'm gonna sit over here and mind my black business and just let the chips fall where they may.
Didn't Jeffree Star cry over this man?
I thought Jeffree Star, I don't know. I thought Jeffree Star, by him being from that community, so Jeffree Star cried.
Yeah, he cried over
Interesting.
Cried. Now, didn't they said that Kirk said gay people should be stoned to death in his ass?
Right, and so I'm surprised, to hear you say Jeffree Star cried over him, because
he did.
Yeah, that's that.
He dragged the trans community too over him. And the non-binary folks. Yeah, he showed his ass on that.
It's surprising, but then again, not, because the same one of the girls that was on the Epstein file that spoke out, she's actually that voted for Trump is actually a victim of Epstein. So sometimes they logic be a little warped. Because I'm thinking, why would you vote for a man that you know was friends with the man that you know what I mean? That did that to you. That is allegedly supposed to be a part of that. But this is a man you voted. But see that again, they think it is so warped.
Now,
It's
what they
so warped.
well, hold on. White man fight back. Y'all hear this?
White man, fight back! White man, fight back! White man, fight back! White man, fight back! White man, fight back!
Who they fighting back against? OG.
Child. Again, see those radicals. And
Go
it
ahead.
don't matter what side they on, because I ain't on either side, you know, but radicals.
They already got the guy locked up, Tyler. So who you fighting for?
They
I'm
still
telling you, they're trying to incite a civil war, race war. They're trying to incite that.
that's what they've been pushing for. That's what they want. That's what they want.
Mm. Well, let's see
I
about
don't know. I'm gonna see if Trump gonna send the troops over there in Utah after this heinous crime. Send the troops over there, Trump.
Only time will tell. Oh yeah, Jasmine Crockett was on the Breakfast Club
What'd she say?
talking about Charlie Kirk and that she's also afraid, if they're targeting political leaders.
So we're not going to talk about white supremacy. Like, we're not going to talk about the fact that the vast majority of these shootings, whether they are seen as political or not, if we look at the numbers, white supremacy ideology. But we don't want to do anything about that. There's no legislation.
It ain't no goddamn trans ideology. You thinking about wanting to become another motherfucking gender, putting on a wig and skirt is not going to cause you to take nobody out of here. That's just that on that. But that white conspiracy, the ideology of feeling like everybody else is beneath you and it's your God-forsaken duty to do something about it and be the predator and prey on everyone because it is your God duty to do so. Just like they feel like we should go and hunt animals and kill them because God gave us dominion over everything. So white conspiracy is an ideology that God give us, the white pure people, dominion over every living creature on this earth. And we can do whatever we pleases. And it's not going to be considered as a sin or anything horrible because we have dominion as long as we don't do it to our own. Now that ideology, that's what's taking people out of here.
What else is she saying? I want to hear what else Jasmine's saying.
Every time you say white supremacy, they want to yell, oh, you're race baiting. No, I am going on facts. Like, these crimes, when we look at these mass shootings, most of them are linked to neo-Nazism or, Proud Boys or whatever. It's always some white supremacy kind of thing that's going on. It's not Black folk that are going out there. It's not immigrants that are going out there. But what cities are we going into? Black cities, because we are supposedly the ones that commit all the crime. Which people are we going after? Immigrants, because allegedly it's immigrants, but we don't want to have a talk about what the numbers say, what the facts say, which is that we have a white supremacy problem in this country. So until we decide to deal with the problem, we're going to continue to have a problem.
No lies detected. We are statistically not the ones that commit mass shootings. We are statistically not the ones that are serial killers. They normally look like people that look like the guy that just unalived Charlie. Hello, somebody. Can I get a witness?
We aren't the ones unaliving our children, the wife, and the family dog.
Let's be real. Like statistically, we are not those people. They're nah, not in our race of people. That's has never been. We know where those numbers are, very high when it comes to mass shooting and when it comes to serial killers.
Dang.
We know that. That's the truth. But see, they don't want see. But if you ever debated somebody like Charlie, he tried to tell you that our race of people is the most violent savages.
But he has to say that because what's happening right now, there is a genocide going on, but the black community, there's an ethnic cleansing going on, and before it can begin, you have to destroy a group of people, and in that way, when the physical genocide begins, nobody will come to the defense. But before you begin taking the black life, you have to destroy the image of the black life.
Absolutely, and the black experience.
Don't that look like a demon on the screen?
All of them do. Look at their faces. Look at their faces.
I
It's
remember that debate.
demonic.
God, that's scary.
Why was he
Demonic.
smiling like that? Why was he smiling like that?
He
Ain't a
always
goddamn
something like
thing
that.
funny. Ain't a goddamn thing funny.
So scary. Well, I enjoyed you guys. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, OG. I'm about to cut the show.
You go right on ahead. Thank you, child.
You do your thing.
My only thing I gotta say to my people: sit this one out, mind your own black business, and let them have at it.
All right. All right. Did y'all enjoy the show? If you did, press 4. All right, you guys know I go live every single day. So tomorrow we'll be touching on some topics. So make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe here. And I talked about this lady. Her name is Angela Fuller earlier today. Go check that live out. She was taken out by her boyfriend. Mind you, her boyfriend is homeless child. Okay. And this happened 2 days after her birthday, and she was 56 years old, and she was partying, and she was at her cousin's house, and they said the boyfriend was cussing her out, saying he was gonna take her neck off, and they was arguing, and he had the gun, and he left with her. Then he came back, and he got in his truck, and he left her car there, and blood was found in her car. And the family was like, they've been calling the boyfriend. He blocked the number, and they kept calling, and then they said, well, she's missing person now because it's been 2 weeks. So now yesterday they found her body in the woods. Okay. He is in jail, but he's detained, not for the murder though. He got detained a week ago for a traffic violation. So they are, going to investigate this. And guess what? Do you guys remember the story we talked to you guys about Miss Meeks? Press 4 if you guys remember Miss Meeks. That happened in Chicago, where her baby daddy came to her and, was arguing and fighting her. And then his girlfriend, which is his baby mama, shot her 5 times. Why is it rumored? I don't know how true it is, but it is rumored that the woman is now been released, child. It's rumored. Not sure. I got to go do some investigation, but I'm starting seeing it. They saying it's still under investigation, but she has been released. I just want to let you guys know that. And I love you guys, and I see you guys tomorrow. Bye.